Hello everyone, I Aditi and my fellow colleague Vinayak welcome you all to CCMB's special session on vaccinations titled 101 with COVID vaccines.
So Aditi, what are we going to discuss today?
Good question, Vinayak. Today we are going to answer some of the very common queries, some of the very common questions which come into our mind when we try to or when we hear the word vaccination, very prevalent during this world of pandemic.
That's great. So the first question that comes to my mind is, what is a vaccine?
Good. So, the immune system is our body's defense mechanism against disease causing microbes, right? So, a vaccine is prepared either from the disease causing microbe, the microbial products, or a synthetic substitute which trains our immune system to fight the infection. Vaccines are not new to this world. They have helped us eradicate or reduce the incidence of many fatal diseases such as smallpox and polio globally.
Okay Aditi, so are all vaccines the same?
No, Vinayak, there are different vaccines against different disease causing microbes. Even against the SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus, there are already about 100 different vaccines that are authorized for use or under development. These vaccines work in different ways in our bodies. On this note, the question which pops up into my mind, who can take the COVID-19 vaccine?
So Aditi, anyone above the 18 years of age can take the vaccine. Those suffering from illnesses like diabetes, asthma, thyroid complications can also take the vaccine. But the individuals suffering from severe allergies need to consult their doctors before taking the jab.
So, what about those WhatsApp forwards, Vinayak, mentioning that it's problematic for menstruating, pregnant, or lactating women if they take COVID-19 vaccine? We hear that women can't bear children if they take vaccines during their periods.
So, menstruating, pregnant, or lactating women can take the COVID 19 vaccine. There is no link between these vaccines and women's reproductive health. There is no reason to think that the vaccines will harm their ability to have children, their pregnancies, or lactating children.
What about men, Vinayak? We hear that men become impotent when they take this vaccine.
This vaccine is just as safe for men. Vaccine has no link with male reproductive health. So, Aditi, on this note, I have a question. So, if I was infected with COVID 19 already, do I still need to take the vaccine?
So, very common question nowadays. It is recommended to take the vaccine even though you were infected. You can take it a few months after your infection depending upon the government guidelines. On this note, Vinayak, just a common query which comes, how are these vaccines made? Do they contain microchips and will they make me magnetic?
So, COVID 19 vaccines contain either dead or inactivated SARS CoV 2 coronavirus or components of virus in a solution. They contain no microchips and will not make you magnetic.
Oh, so in continuation, if the vaccines contain parts of the virus, right?
Yeah.
Are they safe? Will I fall sick after this vaccination?
Yes, vaccines are safe. Vaccines are tested for their safety and effectiveness before giving to larger populations. But there are some short term minor side effects that one can experience after taking the COVID 19 vaccine. This includes pain at the site of injection, mild fever, nausea, and tiredness. These symptoms do not last more than a day ideally. In very rare events, people have gotten severe adverse effects, including blood clots, after taking their COVID 19 vaccines. It is recommended to wait for 30 minutes at the vaccination center before after taking the vaccine. Most of the severe effects show up by then, and one can consult the doctor immediately.
Oh, so that's why it's very important to wait 30 minutes after I take the vaccination, right?
Yeah.
So, do I need to take these vaccines in an empty stomach?
Though having the food does not affect the efficacy of vaccine, it is recommended to not take the vaccine on an empty stomach. Having nutritious food before taking the vaccine will help to bear the side effects that you may have. So Aditi, I have known some people who got COVID 19 even after taking the vaccine. Is it dangerous or useless?
Even I have friends who were affected with COVID-19 vaccine even after taking this. So, vaccines do not prevent you from getting infected, but those who have taken the vaccine would be able to fight this virus quicker. This will mean that most of the vaccinated people will not have severe symptoms, even if they are infected and get the disease. So, this is how these vaccines work.
So, Aditi, if you are saying these vaccines work, then why do we need to take two doses of the COVID-19 vaccine? Is a single dose of vaccine not enough for protection against COVID-19?
Very brilliant question, Vinayak. So, a single dose of many of the COVID-19 vaccines provide only a weak immune response that does not give long-lasting protection. The second dose is needed after some time to boost this immune response. Some of these vaccines, after 2 doses, are now shown to provide protection for at least a year.
Okay, so that's great, but I keep hearing about all these new variants of coronavirus that are coming up almost very frequently. So, do these vaccines work with the new variants that have come up?
So, fortunately, Vinayak, the vaccines have been found to be effective against the prominent variants around us, well to varying degrees. Taking the full recommended doses of this COVID-19 vaccine will help in stopping the transmission of the coronavirus and therefore reduce the occurrence of newer variants. It is thus advisable to take the vaccine as soon as possible and stop the emergence of other variants against which the vaccination might not be so effective. So, on this note, my final question, Vinayak, which I guess is very common to all of you. So, can I stop wearing masks and go meet everyone freely after I have taken the vaccines?
No, Aditi. After vaccination, most of us will not get a severe disease, but we can still carry the virus and spread it to others as well. So, we have to wear our masks, maintain physical distancing, avoid crowds, and follow the hand hygiene until everyone around us is vaccinated.
Oh, is it? So, thanks, Vinayak. Now it becomes our collective responsibility to convince everyone around us to take this vaccine. Vaccines can stop this coronavirus only when a large number of people are vaccinated. I get this point totally. Thank you so much, Vinayak, and thank you all for joining us in this special 101 with COVID vaccines. Thank you and bye.